Welcome back to more learning with Ms. Poole. Now here is something I want to ask you guys. What time is it? What time is it? Do you find yourself asking that question a lot? Do you not know what time it is? Now, listen up. There are two different ways to tell time. You can tell it analog, or you can tell it digital, like we have on our phones. Our phones always tell us what time it is, which is pretty cool. So, we are going to figure out how to tell time. Got a big clock right here. The 12 goes on the top, and then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 hours. I know, but Ms. Poole, you taught us that there's 24 hours in a day. It takes the Earth 24 hours to rotate as it's orbiting the sun. But why are there only 12 hours on our clock? Well, here's something a little tricky. We use each number twice. We have an AM for morning and a PM for evening. Say it with me. AM for morning, PM for evening. That's right. In the AM, we know it's the morning time, and in the PM, we know it's in the evening time. So even though there's only 12 numbers, we can use this little thing to tell all the times in our day. Are you ready? Do you think you can figure out the clock? Look at it. Let's see, how are we going to figure out the clock? Friends, now let's all look at our clock. Our clock has a 12 at the top and a 6 on the bottom. Let's count all the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and back at 12 again. But Ms. Poole, how do we tell the difference of each number? Which one's the minute and which one's the hour? Because remember, we have 24 hours in our day and 60 minutes in each hour. How do we figure this all out? Well, first, I'm going to show you something secret. We have what we call the shorthand. The shorthand is the smaller. It's teeny tiny. Look at how tiny it is. Whoop. Look at how tiny it is. This is the small hand. The small hand tells us the hours. Watch. 12 o'clock. What comes next? 2 o'clock. 4 o'clock. 5 o'clock. 6 o'clock. 7 o'clock. 7. 8 o'clock. 8. 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. And 12 o'clock. Ms. Poole, we did the hours, but how do we tell the minutes? We have our teeny tiny shorthand. It's so tiny. But let's see. Our big clock over here, it has a shorthand and a long hand. The long hand tells the minutes. They go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Look, it's 3:30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So that's the whole hour. It's 3 o'clock. Our shorthand is at the 3. 3:05, 3:10. Oh, and what happens if they're both at the same one? 3:15, 3:20, 3:30. That's not 3:30. That's 3:25. 3:30, 3:35, 3:40, 3:45, 3:50, 3:55, and now it would be at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. The longhand shows us the minutes. The shorthand shows us the hours. So the shorthand points to the hours, and the longhand is reaching out and grabbing at those minutes. It's going to get them. They're littler, so they're harder to grab, so you have to reach even further. So they're going to reach out, and they're going to grab the minutes. Are you ready to figure out minutes with me? It's really going to be so much fun. So look, we have our shorthand on, and now we're going to add our longhand. Look at it reaching out and grabbing the minutes. There it is. So right now, if they're both pointing at the 12, it is 12 o'clock. 12 a.m. That's when you're in bed, you're sleeping. That's at night. And 12 p.m. is when we have lunch. That's noon. So now, let's see all the minutes. Now we've added the longhand. Look at that blue longhand. It's reaching out to grab the minutes. So that's 60 minutes. That means it's 12 o'clock. And each one counts for 5. Count them with me. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Whoa, that's a lot of minutes. There's 60 minutes in each hour. It's now 12:05, 12:10, or 10 after 12, 12:15, a quarter after 12, 12:15, 20, 12:20, 12:25, 12:25, 12:30. It's halfway through the hour, 12:30. And do you notice that our shorthand is now halfway between the 12 and the 1? It's not 1 o'clock yet, but it's halfway there. 12:30, 12:35, 12:40. It's 12:40. Oh, it's 12:45. It's a quarter till 1. 12:45. Notice that shorthand's inching closer and closer to the 1. It's almost there. 12:50, 12:50, 12:55. And now look, it's almost at the 1. It's almost 1 o'clock. 12:55. Now the longhand's gone up and grabbed that 12. That means it's 00. It's 1 o'clock. The shorthand's moved all the way to the 1. 1 o'clock. Okay, so now we've looked at our analog clock. Say that word with me. Analog. I want to hear it one more time. An-a-log. Let's chop out those syllables. Are you ready? An-a-log. How many syllables did you get in that? 3? That's a big word. Analog is a clock that has the long hand reaching out for the minutes and the short hand pointing at the hours. Analog. So there's another way to tell time, and that's digital. Your digital clocks look more like this. That's the hour, and those are the minutes. There's no 30 hour, is there? No, it's 3:30. I wonder what number is next. Are you ready? 7. 7 o'clock. The two zeros show you that it's 7 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Do you know what this one is? That's right. It's 1:30, not 130. 1, and then we got these 2 dots right here. 1:30. 2:15. 2:15. 6:30. 12:15. All right, are you ready for the next one? Do you think you can do it? I bet you can. Just yell it out. I want to hear it. Yes? What is it? 11:45. You're right. That's 11:45. Oh, and this one's 4:45 and 5 o'clock. Those are digital hours. They're the same as analog hours, but you see them digitally. Now let's see if we can match the digital to the analog. Do you think you can do it? I know that you're very smart. So let's take a minute. Take a deep breath in. And let's get ready to challenge ourselves. Now, let's see. The analog time at a 1 and a 12. What is that? 1 o'clock. But the digital time says 3:30. So how can we make our clock say 3:30? We have the hour. So let's move our hour, our little hand all the way to 3. Now, 30, we have to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So look, our long hand has to be reaching out for the 6 for 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. See? Now they match. Now they're the same. I wonder which one we can do next. This clock still says 3:30, but the digital time is telling us it's 7 o'clock. So let's see. That's the hour hand. So let's move it to the 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now does it say 7 o'clock? No, that's 7:30. So let's move our minute hand. 7:35, 7:40, 7:45, 7:50, 7:55, 7 o'clock. If it has the 2 zeros, it's up at the 12. 7 o'clock. We made the analog and the digital match. Now this clock says 7, but the digital says 2:15. So what do we need to do? Where does the red hand go? I want to hear it. That's right, the little red hand, the short hand goes on the 2. So let's move it all the way to the 2. And the long hand reaching out for our minutes needs to be to 15. So let's see, where does this go? 5, 10, 15. Look, the short hand's pointing at the 2, and the long hand's pointing, I just think that makes it look prettier. And then our short, blah, 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 blah. What did Ms.Pole do? The long hand goes to the minutes. It's at the 3. That's 5, 10, 15. And the short hand's at the 2. So it says 2:15. Our clocks match now. Now, our analog clock, does it say the same time as our digital clock? Our digital clock says 11:45. What does our analog clock say? It says 2:15. So let's move our little button. Let's move our short hand to face the 11. And now we have to go, because that's the hour, they need to match. 45. 5. This is 0. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 11:45. Our clock now says 11:45. They match. What? Do our clocks match? Does our analog match our digital? Does it say 6:30? Let's see. It's not quite on the 6 though. But it's not at the 7. It's halfway through. 6 o'clock still. Not quite 7. Do we have 30 minutes? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 6:30. Our clocks match. So here's what we're going to do. We looked over our times, we matched our analog and our digital. Now I am going to throw some times at you, and you're going to tell me the time it is. We're going to do it in digital, and we're going to do it in analog. What? I know, Ms. Poole's pushing it, but I know you got this. Okay, are you ready? It's 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. We have an 8. Oop, 8 and 2 zeros. Now let's see, what time is it in analog? It's 8 o'clock. They match. 8 and 8. Do our clocks match? Does our analog match our digital? Does it say 6:30? Let's see. It's not quite on the 6 though. But it's not at the 7. It's halfway through. 6 o'clock still. Not quite 7. Do we have 30 minutes? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 6:30. Our clocks match. Ready for our next time? It's, what time is it? It's, oh, you got it? What is it? I heard you, it's 4:45. I tried to trick y'all with that one. A lot of 4s, but you got it. 4:45. Now let's see if the analog matches the digital. 4. See, it's close to 5, but it's not quite 5. Let's count it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. It is 4:45. 4:45 is almost 5. But what does 5 o'clock look like? I wonder what we'd have to do to our clock to get to 5 o'clock. Let's see. That's not 5 o'clock. Still 4:45. We have to go 5, 10, 15 more minutes, and we get to, oh, gotta get it right, 5 o'clock. The hour hand is pointing at the number 5, and the minute hand's grabbing that 12. It's 5 o'clock. Let's make that look a little neater. There you go. 5 o'clock. So we have been playing with time. We have been figuring it out. So we know what time it is. And that way, we can understand when we're supposed to do things. Like if mom says, hey, I want you to clean your room at 1:15. Let's say 1:15. If I want you to clean your room at 1:15, you know how to look at the clock and go, okay, don't want to make my mom mad. She does a lot for me. So I'm going to make sure that when it says 1:15, I'm cleaning my room, right? I know you guys are really going to get that grasp of time, and you're going to practice at home. Remember, if you say what time it is, well, I say, Mommy, can I look at your phone? Or can I look at a clock? Where do we have a clock? I want to know what time it is. Peace. I love you. Have fun learning.